Alright, day one of reading Jurassic Park. This is our first actual book. We did the light novel for Berserk, but I've been wanting to read this for a while, so time to read this. And for y'all new, I just kind of react to whatever I'm reading as I'm reading it. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so all I read so far is the introduction. Then I forgot I have to fucking hold the second thing to record. I just read the introduction, doesn't say much. It just tells you, like, how bioengineering is, like, important to these scientists, how it can literally change everything, like, how people thought, the atomic age and computers were gonna do shit, but they think bioengineering, whatever, that's really where shit's gonna be at. And it's telling you about, and it's talking about the incident that happened on the island, which I'm assuming is when, the dinosaurs get out. But, yeah, nothing, like, too necessary to cover. Now we're on the prologue, the bite of the raptor. Alright, I'm not even past the first page, but this is interesting. We meet this character named Roberta Carter side. I'm an idiot. If I pronounce it wrong, I pronounce it wrong. But we're in a clinic, a little hospital thing, and we're meeting this other person practice medicine. So there's already a very different ending a very different beginning from the movie's beginning. Right off the get-go, like on page 1. Interesting. And she sees this InGen helicopter, InGen construction. So it's everybody near in Costa Rica they're getting jobs for the past couple of years to build the place. They just think it's a resort. I'm assuming that means they don't know about the dinosaurs or anything like that. So the helicopter that rolled up, there was dudes, and there's like this kid, like about 18, Dr. Carter says. And his leg's fucked up, he's all bloody, and they're saying it was a construction accident, he fell and he got ran over. Seeing as his prologue is called The Bite of the Raptor, whatever the fuck, I'm assuming that's not what happened. I'm only on page 3, I already got over a minute of shit because this is interesting. So she looks at him, says the kid looks like he could die because of the wounds, and he goes, a big tear and laceration ran from his shoulder down to his torso. At the edge of the wound, the flesh was shredded. At the center of the shoulder was dislocated, pale bone exposed. A second slash cut through the very heavy muscle of the thigh, deep enough to reveal the pulse of the femoral artery below. First impression was that his leg had been ripped open. And then she asked about the wound again. We don't know what happened. They said a hoe ripped through him or whatever the fuck. And then, what did she say? Oh, because it almost looked like he was mauled. The emergency room physicians, she could remember in the detail patients had been there several before. She had seen 2 maulings. One was a 2-year-old child who had been attacked by a wild other dog. The other was a drunken circus attendant who incurred a Bengal tiger. Both injuries were similar. The occurred to look like an animalistic attack. Mauled had said, no, it was a backhoe, believe me. So they obviously have to hide the fact there's dinosaurs because, well, in Jurassic Park 2, it's revealed, even in the first one, they have to sign contract. They can't talk about what they say on the island, so it makes sense for lying about what the fuck happened to them. Plus, their story's falling apart because she's like, if that did give him an earth mover, there'd be dirt in the wound, there's nothing. Again, I don't know why we're going to this, we don't know it's a raptor, but it's just shown that this character is very smart. And so she's looking at the wound, and she finds saliva, and she's like, this definitely bite marks, smells bad. And he's just full-blown telling her a raptor, and, they don't got dinosaur movies, so she's like, what the fuck's a raptor? Interesting. Then the kid shoots up, puking up fucking blood everywhere, and she goes to give him mouth to mouth. This one, I would just let him die at that point. This woman's better than me. Yeah, down here she's saying she's 100% certain. She has defense wounds on his hands from trying to fend off an attacker. The saliva, the smell, she's seen other kinds of wounds. She's like, this kid was attacked. Where was he? And they were like on an island somewhere out in the ocean or whatever the fuck. So she knows 100% some foul shit's going on. And she also took pictures of the wounds and shit for evidence. And she was saying, they don't never come back. I can't really zoom in, but the very top there, they took her camera. They snatched that shit. So she has no evidence. But a little bit of a mistranslation because I guess our woman's not native to this area. She looked it up, and I guess raptor translated to kidnap or whatever the fuck. So she's thinking it's something else. But again, she still knows an animal's involved somehow. So interesting. She realizes her mistake. It's not a Spanish word, so she looks it up in the English dictionary, and she gets the raptor, bird of prey. Hey, now she's learning. Is this where the actual book begins, the first chapter? I don't know. Some Ian Malcolm shit. At the earliest drawings of fracture curve, few clues to the underlying mathematical structure will be seen. Don't know what that means. I'm a dumbass. Alright, but I'm assuming this is the first chapter, Almost Paradise. And this is opening up another couple. I guess this is a land developer, whatever, some dude like that. His wife's like, yo, we should go to Costa Rica. It'll be good for the family, blah, blah, blah. And she lied because she was trying to go down here and meet some plastic surgeon to get her shit done. And he's like, you're a beautiful woman. You don't need that. So he got an argument over that, but nothing interesting so far. So they were looking for this abandoned beach, and they're hanging out at it. Fucking, you're learning the wife's very insecure about her looks. The dad just trying to chill. The daughter, she's, is a 12-year-old kid, so she's trying to have fun. Yeah, nothing too important, nothing too crazy yet. Alright, she's finding a bunch of quote-unquote bird tracks in the sand, 3 toes, and then she's hearing chirping from the things. She's thinking, oh, the birds are known for this area. I'm not thinking compies, but maybe compies. Tina held her breath, a new animal for her list, because she's listing all the animals she sees. Also stood on its hind legs, balancing on its thick tail, stared right at her, standing like that, a foot tall. Okay, so too big for a compy. Wait, that might be the right size. I don't know. She's remembered she's in a fucking sanctuary, so the animals probably aren't scared of people. She puts out her hand, jumps in her hand, and starts running up her arm towards her face, and it's gonna not end well. Then we cut to the parents talking about her, and then it cuts to her fucking screaming. It's gonna be missing an eye or some shit. It's gonna be a bunch of them eating her. And next cut, she's in the hospital. Dad feels horrible, and her arm's just covered in little bites and saliva and shit. Again, we're not too far in, but a lot of it's taking place off the island. I'm not complaining, though. It's interesting. Now she's starting to, and we're flashing back to when he's driving her back there. Arm's turning more red. She's starting to have trouble breathing. So it's either a panic attack, or if I remember correctly, Compy's got a little bit of venom in their bite. Not like crazy snake venom type shit, but like got bit enough, you'd definitely feel it. So this doctor is saying it's like a animal. No, he's not like a hospital doctor, but like animal doctor. Like he knows lizards and shit. He's saying it's a native type lizard in this area. And they're not poisonous. He says like 40% of people are allergic to lizards, and your daughter seems to be one of those people. He's either wrong, or this is a cop-out to make you think it's something. But, alright, let's keep reading. But, alright, so they showed the picture she drew of the fucking creature. She knows 3 toes 100% because you see it in the sand, look at that. He's saying, no, the actual lizard has 5, and this is wrong, or this is wrong. So, I'm assuming it actually was a compy, and he's just assuming she got the details wrong. Interesting. So after she leaves, the dad's checking with her, fucking knowing she got the details right. And the doctor, after they leave, he's like, I'm pretty sure I was wrong. It wasn't the lizard. Let me know if anybody else gets bitten by some lizards. But I think we'll end it for there. On page 22, the beach, because I gotta clock in pretty soon. So might as well just get that done. Leave it at a good spot. Leave a like, comment if you're enjoying me reacting to this for the first time. I'll continue to... Yeah, I'll continue tomorrow.